Now that the dust has settled on the FM Streamer Showdown Season 3 draft, we now know who is number 9 and who is more importantly best placed to take home that crown. My name is Steve, or Hood Gaming, and today we're going to sit down and review all of the squads that were drafted and see who is in that best position to take home the title. Before we get into the squads, let's have a quick reminder of what the draft pool was. With the World Cup on the horizon, Season 3's draft pool consisted of the 10 European nations that have already booked their place in Qatar 2022. Therefore, the nations included in the draft pool were Belgium, Croatia, Denmark, England, France, Germany, Holland, Serbia, Spain, and Switzerland. Each competitor had a draft budget of 400 million. Let's get in and review these teams, starting with number 1. Last season's defeated finalist Sweet Left Foot was back for season number 3, and he was in the all-important first draft spot. And with his first pick, he selected Romelu Lukaku. You can see why Lukaku was Mike's first pick because of his phenomenal physical attributes such as his pace, strength and balance, coupled with his 18 finishing, making him a deadly choice in the opposition box. The Belgian also has a history of delivering in showdowns with a fantastic goal return of 28 goals in 38 games in the FM22 game cycle. Picking first overall has its advantages, and I really think Sweet Left Foot has hammered that home with his squad for this weekend. There are so many players in here with exceptional mentals and some very shrewd pickups towards the end of the draft. Could this be Mike's time? The gaffer was back in the number 2 slot as Dr. Benji FM looks to bounce back from a disappointing exit last season. With his first pick, Ben spent big to secure the services of Kylian Mbappe, who has the potential to dominate the entire competition. He has the pace to really cause defences trouble and has a solid return in showdown so far, with a total of 24 goal contributions in 32 appearances, and Ben will be hoping for another exceptional return this weekend. Looking at the rest of his squad, there is a strong French theme running throughout with the likes of Raphael Varane, Thomas Lemar and Antoine Griezmann to name a few. He may not have all of the big meaty men, but he does have pace in abundance and will be looking for those swift counter-attacking opportunities. Last season's champion Zealand has returned for season number 3 to see if he can go back to back and defend his crown. It took a while for Z to pick up a striker and settled on Karim Benzema to lead his line. There's a lot to like with Benzema with his 19 first touch and 18 composure, but Karim the Dream hasn't been the most prolific of strikers in showdown history, with a goal return of just 4 goals in 11 matches. Zealand hasn't gone traditional with the bulk of his squad, but he showed last season, winning with odds of 900 to 1, that he has the managerial ability to get the job done. Can his defensive partnerships hold up and carry him to a second title in a row? We'll only find out this weekend. Tom FM is back for season number 3 after some really improved performances in recent showdowns, and he decided that Sergej Milinkovic-Savic was the man he wanted to lead his team into battle this weekend. In my opinion, Tom has a midfield to die for this season as he partners first pick SMS alongside N'Golo Kante, Luis Alberto and most importantly Leon Goretzka. With amazing attributes in passing, tackling and technique and 15 plus mental attributes everywhere, the Bayern man is going to be a big part of showing why I think this midfield is going to do some serious damage. For me, Tom's only weakness are where are the goals going to come from. I like the late pickup of Moussa Dembele to potentially partner Ferran Torres, but compared to some of the other drafters, he doesn't really have that real goal-getting striker. Maybe I'll be proved wrong this weekend, only time will tell. After a strong debut performance last season, Stinger is back to flex his tactical muscle in the number 5 spot. To the disgust of Lelujo on the lowdown, Stinger splashed the cash picking up Kevin De Bruyne, who gobbled up a quarter of his starting budget. Even at £92 million, he can offer Stinger so much in a number of midfield positions. Whilst being technically superb, KDB really can unlock defences and has all the traits to be a real handful this weekend. With Stinger's full squad, I like the mobility it has from the back to the front. It seems like a very athletically gifted team, and also the addition of Tammy Abraham up front can really cause some problems in the match engine following the winter update. My only question with Stinger's squad is how many opportunities will Bijlow cost him in between the sticks? He's the record points holder in Streamer Showdown history. Can this weekend work the space convert that into a title? Unbelievably, Virgil van Dijk dropped into Jack's lap with the 6th overall pick of the draft, and he has the attributes to dominate any striker any of the other competitors have. Set pieces have to be a huge part of his attack this weekend, and Big Virg will be a key threat with his 18 heading, 17 jumping reach, coupled with the fact he's a 6'4" monster. Physicality is going to have to be the name of the game for Jack this weekend. He's strong and agile at the back with real engines in the middle of the park that will cover a lot of ground for his side. Up front, he will be hoping that Dominic Calvert-Lewin can stay fit and continue his recent run of performances in this game cycle, where he's produced 38 goal contributions in just 42 games, which is a phenomenal return. In the 7th drafting spot, we had the first of our debutantes as we welcome Holly Plays onto the showdown. Making her first PvP appearance, she decided that big Serbian Dusan Vlahovic was the man to lead her line, but I think that James Ward-Prowse is going to be vital to her success. The 20s he has for corners and free kicks are going to be an ever-present threat on dead balls and can really be a difference maker in the midfield with his 20 natural fitness, stamina, along with that 19 for work rate. A potential weakness for Holly, as I see it, is the defense that she has drafted. It would be fantastic in a few years' time in a main game of Football Manager, a main career. Does it have what it takes to deliver on the biggest stage of them all? This drafter was shrouded in mystery when the initial lineups were announced, and it was finally revealed on the lowdown that Mr. Diz TV is the mystery participant ready to take the competition by storm this weekend. Diz used his lowdown prep to his advantage, pulling in several selections from our panelists, but did spend big with his first pick securing Harry Kane. The Spurs forward does have some outstanding attributes in terms of his finishing and composure, but also boasts a brilliant goal return, providing 50 goal contributions in 58 games played in showdowns in FM22. Looking at the rest of Diz's squad, I think pace is going to be a big factor, or rather the lack of it, especially in those wide areas. Could that hurt him, and will he be relying too heavily on Harry Kane to get things done at the business end of the pitch? Can our surprise entrant go all the way to the final, or can a real lack of preparation potentially be Diz's downfall? Last but by no means least, we welcome RDF Tactics to the showdown to make his debut, and we ask the question, can this tactical magician add the showdown crown to his rapidly growing trophy cabinet? Using his usual draft strategy of drafting lower value utility players early, RDF raised eyebrows with the lowdown panel of drafting 850k defender Josko Gvardiol with his 2nd round pick, with so many elite options remaining in that draft pool. Could a lack of a talented number 9 really come back to bite RDF and ruin his chances this weekend? The lowdown panel touched on it during the stream, but RDF will be relying heavily on Callum Wilson to get him the goals. Whilst Wilson has the core attributes in pace and finishing to get the job done, his showdown record this time is patchy at best, only scoring an average of 2.6 goals per showdown. So the teams have been selected and we are ready to move into this weekend's action. Personally, for me, I can see a championship final between Sweet Left Foot and Work the Space. Let us know down in the comments section who you think is going to be taking home the crown for season 3. And whilst you're down there, please do drop a like on today's video and subscribe to the channel for all of your content surrounding the FM Streamer Showdown. One last thing for me, please make sure you're following the Streamer Showdown channel over on Twitch so that you don't miss out on any of the action over the weekend.